You held a press conference the other day, and boy, it got a lot of attention, Mike. It was raw, it was blunt, it was emotional. What was your state of mind going into that?
I don't know, just being honest. People blew it out of proportion, pretty much. You know, I felt I haven't drank for 4.5 years, and I took a drink, and I started drinking. I just started chugging them, wing, 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 and I got and it's so ironic because I started feeling really guilty, and I don't know why I feel guilty because pretty much I really don't care about that situation because it's a personal situation, and I don't know. I didn't feel good. I just didn't feel good talking to these people, knowing that I took those shots the other day.
What after 4.5 years of sobriety, what was it that got you to take that drink?
I don't know. Too much stuff coming at me. I'm doing my auto documentary, the sports documentary I was doing with my friend Alan Freed for Fox Sports, and I did that. I was doing everything just started creeping up on me, hitting me. Boom! I started going to my old neighborhood, and I started dealing with old wounds that opened up, and it was just overwhelming. I had no idea it would be that way.
What you said at the press conference, you said you'd been lying to everyone about being sober, that you were on the verge of dying because you're a vicious alcoholic.
Yeah.
Did you mean those words? You say people blew it out of proportion. But talk to me about that choice of words.
Those are the words I use because when I start drinking and I relapse, I think of dying. You know what I mean? I'm in a real dark mood. I think of dying. And I don't know. I don't want to be around no more. Sometimes I don't want to live when I'm in that state. It's just really difficult to discuss. I don't know. I'm not experienced enough in my recovery to really pinpoint it. It's just a really dark moment in my life when I start.
You said you think about dying at that time. I went back and I read some interviews you've done over the years. And you know what I found, Mike? I found references on your part to suicide dating all the way back to the late 1980s. This is something that's come up from time to time in your life. How much do you think about it?
Not that much, but I do think about it every now and then. Years. It's not like I want to shoot myself today or something. It's just sometimes if I get drunk, I'm just not the same guy. If I'm drinking, I'm just not the same guy. So I just need to see my friends and see my sponsors and talk to them. And it's pretty personal. I just wish I didn't say it, but that's just how I felt.
You regret saying it now?
No, I had to say that. I just had to say that because I had to be honest with myself. Because regardless of how much I love my wife, I love my children, and if I'm not honest, it'll never work. I don't care how much I love them; it's not going to work.
I talked to someone who's very close to you the other day, and that person told me something I found interesting. That person told me that a lot of people, when things start going badly in their lives, they get upset and nervous. And that person told me that sometimes when things are going well in your life, you get nervous. Can you identify with that?
100 times, but I don't know why, but it's that way. What is it that anyone's expecting from me? Because I'm successful, else they may have helped me become successful. What is it that I owe somebody? I always feel like it must be something in return. I don't know, why am I doing this? And I just like entertaining. I just don't understand why I have to walk this straight line, and I'm just a human being living life on life terms. And sometimes I don't do it that well. I'm good at being an entertainer. I could fight, entertain people. I could be on stage, but I don't live life well. That's just something I don't do well.
Do you think you, in some ways, sabotage yourself when things start going well on purpose?
That can happen too. Yeah, that's capable of happening, but I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. That's why I'm conscious and I'm always honest with myself. Even if it's jeopardizing my family or my life. If anybody, my wife may say, hey, I don't like that, or this is just what I have to do. I want help. You know what I mean? This is what I want to do. It's not going to be easy because it didn't happen overnight.
One of the moments of the press conference that struck me, and I watched it a couple of times, you pointed at your head and you said it's dangerous to hang out in this neighborhood. Alone,
yes.
Up here, right?
Alone, yeah.
It wants to kill everything. It wants to kill me. And all I could think of is what a tough way to go through life on a daily basis, kind of fearing what's going on in your own head.
Well, I'm so happy you don't have to go through that. But, yeah, it is kind of strange and scary.
How long has that been going on?
I was born that way.
And so it's something you've struggled with your whole life?
My whole entire life, yes. Well, you know, this is so interesting. You know, when I was fighting, I was absolutely crazy. I wasn't getting high or drinking. It's hard for me to live normal. Straight is hard. Living straight life is hard. You know, smoking a joint and having a drink, whoo, thank God, I'm cool. But that's not the life I want to live. I don't want to live that life. Eventually it's going to get ugly. And I'm going to be ugly. And I don't want to live that life no more. I've lived that life most of my entire life. And I don't want to live that life anymore, Matt. And God willing, I won't have to. I won't have to use anymore. I won't have to take another drink. You know, but it's just tough being sober. I've been sober 12 days now. It's tough. I'm mean and irritable.
Yeah, at the press conference, it had been 6 days, and you said, this is heavy stuff here. I haven't had a drink in 6 days, and I looked at your face as you were saying it, and it looked like it was a real challenge for you to get through those 6 days.
Yeah, it's a real challenge because I don't like, I don't know if I like this sober guy, you know? I really don't know if I like this guy. This guy's irritable. This guy is, oh man, he doesn't have much patience. There's a guy that just finished smoking a joint and had a drink. He's not as inclined to show compassion as the guy that just smoked a blunt and had a drink.
So when it comes right down to it, when you were fighting,
that
clean and sober guy was exactly the guy you needed to be because you were irritable and angry.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
And there was rage in you.
It's a miserable, it's a bad guy, man. It's a real bad guy. I don't know why. Maybe I got that from my mother. My mother's that way. My mother's real tough. I have a real aggressive mother.
You said at this stage of your life, Mike, you want to make amends. It sounds like you want to reach out to some people that maybe you feel you've wronged over the years. I know that was maybe the case with Teddy Atlas. You wanted to just settle something and just kind of get past it. What brought that on? What kind of triggered that in you?
Hey, I believe all this is bigger. This is all bigger than this. Young guys are making it out to be bigger than what it is. It's just something I had to do personally. It's not doing it for Teddy. This is not to make Teddy happy. It's to make me happy and clean my soul.
Well, that's what I mean. Let's keep Teddy out of it for a second. What is it about you at this stage in your life where you stopped and thought, I gotta say sorry to some people?
Well, I have to say sorry to myself. It's not the people. You know, it's not the people. I'm saying sorry, and I'm not doing this interview to try to help an alcoholic, help some drug addict. I'm doing this to help me. This is my own self-centered little move here. I need to be helped. You know, I mean, I'm working on caring about other people, but I need help. I need real help, real bad, because I won't survive if I don't get help. And I'm so happy I have a great support system, and I just want people to understand me, that cares about my family, my wife, my children, and people that's in my nucleus. They need to understand who I am. They don't get me because I never actually get a chance to show myself. Because, you know, I don't know. If I do that, I don't know. I don't want to be too aggressive. I just really try to stay away from that old Mike Tyson image because that's who I am, really. Because only reason I get in trouble is when I'm sober. I don't really get in trouble when I'm smashed or anything. You know, when I got arrested with the cocaine thing, it wasn't because I did something wrong. It's because I almost hit the cop car. But, you know, I wasn't aggressive and bothering anybody or anything.
It sounds like what you're saying to me, Mike, is it's almost easy for you to speak from the heart to someone like me who you don't know that well than it is to speak from the heart when you're talking about those people who are closest to you.
No, I could talk to anybody about how I feel about myself. That's my only strength that I possess, to be honest with me. Myself, I don't care about anything else. You know, I don't care if y'all told me lies. People told me that's cool, because that's none of my business. But I have to be honest with myself, because I just need to be honest. I lied to myself too often. So I need to be honest with myself.
If we're at that stage of being honest, let me ask you a question you've been asked before. And I listened to you say you wanted to make amends to people. And I've heard you take responsibility over the years for a lot of bad behavior. For drinking, for drugs, for some relationships with women that you, I think, even described as abusive. I've never heard you talk and say you want to take responsibility or even apologize for what happened with Desiree Washington. Well, and I'm worried, I'm curious if you're at that stage in your life now.
Well, I don't really think I have to make amends to that because I've done nothing. I really didn't do anything to her. I didn't rape her, I didn't beat her, I didn't do anything to her. And I'm not going to make amends. I didn't make amends to myself, but to her, no. That was premeditated on her part.
So does that period in your life haunt you?
Not as much as it used to.
Explain that to me.
It just doesn't. It really doesn't. It just doesn't no more. I'm at peace with myself pretty much. I don't want anything pretty much out of life. I'm pretty much content now. I'm never going to be wealthy again. That's just not going to happen. It's a lot of hard work doing that stuff. I don't have that in me anymore. I'm cool with who I am now, pretty much.
You say you're never going to be wealthy again. I read by someone's estimate, that in the course of your boxing career, you made and lost about $300 million. Do you ever wish you'd hung on to that money?
I didn't, though. I didn't.
Nothing you can do about it?
No, not at all. Out of my control, pretty much.
There are certain times, Mike, where you get emotional. I watch when you talk about your kids. I watch when you talk about Kiki, your wife. I've watched you over the years talk about Customato. Where does that emotional side of you come from? You say you get your toughness from your mom. Where do you get the emotional side?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's just who I am. It's who I am. And I hope no one gets under the influence that means that I'm some kind of wussy guy, because it's just who I am as a person. It's just really who I am.
Do you worry about if you share your emotions that people think you're soft?
No, they're gonna have a pretty big awakening if they believe that.
You know, you mentioned in that conference that you were sober for 6 days. You now say it's been 12. I know you go to AA meetings. I've read sometimes you go to more than one a day. What's it like to be Mike Tyson in an AA meeting?
I'm nobody in there. I'm just Mike Tyson. You may see some smucks come in, but that's really pretty much insignificant to me. I'm not a friendly guy there. I'm not there to make friends.
Do you gain strength from hearing other people's stories in those meetings?
Hey, I don't know. I don't talk much about AA meetings. I'm really not allowed to talk much about it because it's really, AA has nothing to do with our conversation. It's just with me and the people there. And that's just what I do. That's my serenity.
You've talked about your support system, and you've got a really strong partner in Kiki. Talk to me a little bit about what she's meant to your life.
Well, Kiki, we started this journey together. I don't know, the second trip or the second show, whatever we call it.
Second act?
Yeah, that's what it is. We started this together under the pretense that we were going to get, I don't know, the pretense when I did one of my ODs. I used to OD like once a week and stuff. So after one of my ODs, and she's giving me the cayenne pepper and the lemon to recover the stuff.
Yeah.
And the ice packs got up a sweat. The ice packs, and don't worry, yes, we're going to get a production company. We're going to get this, and then we're going to start producing shows. And yes, baby, yes, yes. And it just it started working. We just started being of service, praying, being helping people, and then things just started turning around. And I just I owe a great deal of everything to her. My serenity, my spiritual belief. She's just my dear friend besides being my wife.
Have you ever thought that it took a lot of bravery on her part to take up with you?
Excuse me?
It took a lot of bravery on her part to commit to a relationship with you, given your history and some of the things you've admitted to in the past?
Hey, I've known her for a long time. I don't know if she believed all the stuff that people said about me. And anything I did, she knows already. She knows everything about me, pretty much. It's not anything that I've done that she doesn't know. She knows everybody I slept with, pretty much. So I'm not embarrassed to do anything around her.
I'm thinking, Mike, that there are people, especially younger people, watching this interview right now. And believe it or not, they don't know you as Mike Tyson, the boxer, or the fighter.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting, huh?
They know you as the guy from The Hangover movie and TV shows and things like that. Are you surprised at the success you've managed to find in your, I don't even know if it's your second act, it might be your third act by now?
Well, I just know I'm not wise in my own eyes, pretty much. I don't, you know, to myself, I say, wow, we're achieving things, and I have the drive to achieve and want to accomplish gloriful things. I like doing great things more than money. That's what the money means. I like accomplishing things, and I'm goal orientated, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be successful in my goals. You know, it's just the life part that's difficult. This is just what I'm really born to do: entertain people. It must have come from slavery. When my families were slaves, we must have had the banjo on the porch or something. But that's just what I want to do. Yes, when I did it in boxing, it was just an ominous, menacing way. I entertained people, and now I'm doing it more of a joyful way. Gregarious, the word I was told today, right? Gregarious, yeah, that's the word. It's in that particular fashion now. It's just different genres that I'm doing, from athletics to the theatrics right here. I like doing the stage. That's just what I love doing, being on stage, more than even movies. That's just what I really, truly want to be, a stage performer.
I was reading an interview with you this morning on the way out here, and you were talking about being a dad. And you were admitting that there were times as a father you weren't the best father. How are you today?
I don't know. I don't know how to judge myself as a father. I'm just taking care of my kids.
You think you're an attentive father? Are you a present father to the ones who are still around?
Well, I'm present because I have nowhere else to go. So, yeah, I'm pretty present today.
What do you think your kids would say about you?
I don't know what my kids think about me. My older kids, I don't know. I wasn't always, when I was at, I don't know, Mike Tyson, the baddest man on the planet, whatever they called me back then. I was a pretty absentee dad back then. I really didn't care about it at all. I was really pretty self-centered, and I wanted all the glory for myself, because that's all I knew all my life. People talking nice things and giving me compliments and all that stuff. It's just now this is a different age and time now that I'm pretty active in their lives. I don't know if my older kids really want me to be that close, but I'm just happy that we're friends now and we respect each other. I still have a long way to go, of course. I'd be lying to myself if I said I didn't, but we're still working on it. It's not over yet. I didn't give up, and they didn't give up on me.
They've grown up in a very different world with a much different experience than you grew up.
Pretty much, yeah.
Can you identify with the world they're living in?
Not at all.
Do you think they can have any idea of the world you inhabited as a kid?
No, they don't even want to even imagine that. Because it's all sex, drugs, alcohol, violence, more violence, sex, drugs, chaos, alcohol, violence, more violence, more violence, more violence. No, they have no idea what that's at. They have no idea what it's like not to feel safe at home. They don't know those experiences in life.
Thank God. I mean, it's nice that they don't have to know that.
I'm really happy that they don't. They have other challenges they have to deal with in society and life, in the class war that we're dealing with now.
Do they feel that? Do you think do they feel that on a daily basis?
No,
that class war?
But they will shortly. They're reaching a level now where they're 16 and 17, and now these people who were their friends in this very affluent neighborhood where they're from will soon be their competitors for the same women, for the same job, for the same men, for the same notoriety, for everything that they want in life. These people who were once their friends and their comrades in school, now these will be their competitors.
You make it sound a little cutthroat.
Well, you tell me about your job. Is it cutthroat?
Yeah, but I hope my kids don't go through it.
Well, listen, this has to happen. You know what I mean? People will write their own history, but they're not going to write it in the way they want it. They're going to write it in the circumstances that it is today. You know what I mean? They're going to have to deal with all the problems from the past. The past is that's been transmitted to us, that's been inherited to us, and that's been given it to us. And all the, the weight and all the trouble from the past is going to always be on the present people's, like the nightmare of yesterday. And that's all we're dealing with now. Everything we're dealing with now has been transmitted through the past. And that's what we're going to have to deal with. And we have to write our own history.
Speaking of history, you said one time that one of the things you learned is that to succeed greatly, you have to be willing to fail greatly.
Oh, 100%. No one failed more than I did. I deserved all the credit I received. Nobody's seen more than I've seen. None of these fighters, none of these athletes. I'm the king of the barbarians. There's no one that could surpass me in the pain I've endured.
That brings up, obviously, tough memories for you, that pain.
Yeah, that's probably so. But I can deal with it. I can handle it.
Seems like it's a good deal in the past?
Nah, it's never in the past.
You ever think we'll get to sit and do an interview, Mike, where you'll look at me and you'll say, I feel really great about everything? Do you
I
think
feel
you
really
can get,
great now, you know.
Can you get to that point where you can just relax and let it go?
Why would I want to? And why would I want to be relaxed with you? You know what I mean? I don't know. If it's someone I don't choose to be relaxed with, I don't know.
I talked to you before about, I said so many, all of this is coming up at a time when things are going really well for you.
Absolutely, yeah.
You've got, you're going into promoting on the boxing side. You're not in the ring anymore, but you're alongside the ring. You've got a documentary series coming up that I think people are going to really be fascinated by. Tell me a little bit about it.
It's called Being Mike Tyson. It's like a sports documentary, and it takes me back to Brownsville, where I'm from, Brownsville, Brooklyn. We go. Matter of fact, we go and we meet Evander, and we talk to Evander. We go see Evander's son, Evan, boxing, which was awesome. It was just an awesome day right there, and it was pretty intrusive. I didn't know, I didn't really think.
But you're smiling about it, so I'm looking at you.
Didn't
seem to mind it too much.
No, it was fun because if we didn't have Andrew Freed, it would have never happened. You know what I mean? The director, Andrew Freed, I wouldn't have did it with anyone else. He has reached the core of me where I felt free to do it with him, and I felt safe. And it was just a great experience. We hung out with Jim Brown. That was pretty awesome. We hung out with the man, and always so enlightening to be with him.
So with all that's been written and said about you over the years, what do you think people might learn by watching this? What that they don't know?
I have no idea. It's just, wow. It told me a lot. I found out a lot about myself.
Like?
I'm a very scared young boy. I'm still a little scared little boy. Still afraid. And wow, when I went to my neighborhood,
I'm listening to you say that, Mike. I'm thinking, this is the guy I watched terrorize opponents in the ring, and he's telling me he's a scared little boy. And it just doesn't make sense.
I'm very vulnerable, I was very vulnerable. Being in Brownsville, evoking memories and places I've done things to people at, shootouts, robberies, and it's just, I'm just never that guy again. Think of things I may have done to people here, and just seeing my friends that I've done things with, and seeing their condition and seeing them, and I'm very happy to see them. I'm really happy to see them. I didn't think I would be happy to see these people. I really didn't think I'd be happy to see them. And in one scene, we go to the school that's right down the street from my old neighborhood, and we go in there, and it reminds me of prison. It's just chaotic. There's no control. The people go nuts, and the kids are beautiful, and I'm just saying, wow, this is me. At one point, I remember one time I have a 16-year-old named Amir, and I brought him to my neighborhood in Brownsville, and he was a little apprehensive. I would say, go over there and say hi to that kid. And he said, no, I'm okay, Dad. I said, no, you should talk to the kid. I said, listen, if you take away Mike Tyson, who I am, that's your father right there. You see who your father was when he was 15 or 16. And I understand why he went, because it was just too, the world was just too far away. And I don't know, and I wish he would have just went over there, and understood it, but I guess that's not his world. I took him to a building that people live in, but they you could look through the peephole and see the people walking, eating in their house, and I said, go ahead, look. I don't want to look in there, but that's just the world we live in. There's no safety there. There's no protection there. And I just wanted him to be, I don't know, fortunate, but I just wanted him to be appreciative of the way he lives with his 10 acres and his very fortunate, affluent white friends hanging around and talking smack. My son is very interesting because he has his own court in his backyard, his own, what do you call both courts?
Full court.
Full court,
right.
Yeah, okay. So, and he talks pretty cool and tough on the court there. And so I'm saying, I said, listen, Amir, if you played like this in a public park, you would have to fight talking like this. You would have to fight somebody talking like, he has no concept.
It's nice on your own 10
Yeah,
acres.
He has no concept that you have to fight people. You can't talk like this on a public court without getting into a fight. And I thought that was awesome.
You know, all the things we've talked about today, this is the biggest smile I've seen on your face, and I'm wondering it's because you're thinking about your childhood, or you're thinking about the chance to share your childhood or a little piece of it with other people.
Oh, that's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. I just don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen the show yet, so I don't know how it's going to turn out. But I hope I'm not like El Schmucko right there, you know, because I'm just still tense. Even I'm not tense, because I'm never tense. If I go to Browns, I got the Browns look. I'm talking, but with the cameras, I'm tense.
Did you ever get to the point where you could ignore the camera? That it was kind of became second nature?
No, not down there, because I'm there with some people, and there people are familiar with me, they're aggressive, and I want to say something, and maybe perhaps swear at somebody. I say, I can't do this, the camera's here, and I want to tell them, you better get up, but the camera's, oh man.
You couldn't truly be yourself.
Yeah, I couldn't be myself, no. I didn't want them to think I'm being mean, so this guy's bothering me. I don't want to go in my pockets, and my friends be saying, Mike, get me some money, Mike, give me some money, Mike, help me, Mike, I'm doing bad out here, Mike, you're doing good, Mike, man. And I'm saying, man, chill out here, man, chill out. And I don't want to curse at him on television because he's just irritating me. I was like, God, but this is my lifelong friend, so I don't look at it as if he's really irritating me. But right now I got the cameras and just chill out, and this is just not going well.
Do a lot of your friends from earlier in your life want things from you?
No, not really. They're older men now, and they're just living their life. Most of them are dead. Most of them are locked up, so strung out on drugs they wouldn't know what to do with any money.
That's sad.
But the ones that are doing good, I'm really appreciative with. I don't look at that as if I'm better than them, but we survived. We beat the system for now, We had some bullet holes, maybe been shot at. Some of us are dead, but we're still here. We're not supposed to be here. We're still here.
You hang in there.
I'll be all right, buddy. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for talking to me. I appreciate it.